The Statistical Institute of Belize today issued its latest figures, which looked at the gross domestic product (GDP), the external trade statistics, and consumer price index inflation rate statistics for the first quarter for the year 2015. Reporter Hippolyta Novella was there, and he filed this report.
According to the Statistical Institute of Belize, in the first 3 months of 2015, Belize experienced a 7% growth in gross domestic product. Up until April, the total production was valued at $733.8 million. It is the highest number recorded between the years 2010 and 2015 during the same period. There are several factors that played a role in this increase, which are agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism, as explained by statistician Angelita Campbell.
Within the primary industry, the agriculture and forestry sector went up by 19.6%, and that can be seen in an increase in banana of 22.6%. Orange also went up by 129%, and that is as a result of a change in the harvest season. We have sugarcane, however, decreasing by 2.7%, and that is explained by a change in in the harvest season of sugarcane. Fishing also went up by 16.5%, and that is as a result of the expansion in the fish farm production. We also see shrimp export going up by $5 million more. We see manufacturing and mining going up by 18%. Within that sector, we have citrus concentrate going up by 121%, and that follows suit with the orange production. We have petroleum continuing a decline trend, and that decreased by 15.3%. We also had flour going down by 7.5%. However, we had beverages going up by 6.5%, and that is reflected with an increase in beers of 6.7% and soft drinks going up by 9.7%. Tertiary industry, went up by 4.7%, and within the industry, we see hotel and restaurants increasing by 6%. That is explained by an increase in cruise passenger visitors of 10.5%. And that can be explained by an additional 33,000 roughly persons visiting more in comparison to last year.
Marine product for this quarter stands at £4.5 million, the highest so far. Banana increased from 2.8 metric tons to 27.9 metric tons. Citrus increased by a high number. Sugarcane decreased by 12.4 metric tons, but there was an increase of sugar production by 7.7%. This is a result of extraction efficiency. Petroleum extraction has been decreasing over the years. There was also a decrease of electricity generation in the first quarter. In April 2015, Belize imported goods valued at $157.6 million, representing a slight decrease of 1.4% as explained by Tiffany Vasquez, statistician at the SIB.
Major contributors to change in imports included imports to the commercial free zones, which grew by $24.6 million, due mostly to increased importation of cigarettes and clothing. Imports of machinery and transport equipment grew by $5 million due to increased purchases of bottling equipment and vehicles. Imports of manufactured goods went up by $12.1 million as importation of construction supplies continues to grow. Spending on fuels and lubricants declined by $21.4 million, while the volume of all main fuels, which include diesel, kerosene, regular, premium, and butane, all increased in January to April of this year. Imports to the commercial free zones and export processing zones accounted for 22.4% of Belize's imports, with machinery and transport equipment and manufactured goods holding an almost similar share at 20.9% and 19.8% respectively. 12.3% of all imports were fuels and lubricants, while food constituted the smallest share at 10.5%, excuse me.
Most of Belize's imports came from the United States of America with $203.5 million. As for Belize's exports, for the first quarter, it stood at $56.3 million, a decrease of 5.2% when compared to 2014 during the same period. This was attributed to the number of barrels of crude petroleum exported, compounded by the world price of the good. However, all major exports increased. According to the SIB, during the month of April 2015, the prices of goods and services were on average of 1% lower than April 2014, as explained by Marilyn Pinello Lee, the Economic Statistics Manager.
We have food and non-alcoholic beverages down by 0.3%, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels down by 0.6%, transport down by 6.4%, and all other goods and services up by 0.5%. The housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels category is comprised of electricity tariffs and butane prices. Electricity tariffs were decreased in January of this year and are more than 20% lower than they were in April of 2014. On average, a 100-pound cylinder of butane is now $93 compared to $126 12 months ago. Looking at the transport category, which is down by 6.4%, we attribute this decrease mainly to decreased fuel prices. The food and alcoholic beverages, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, along with the transport category, together comprise approximately 70% of the CPI, while the all other goods and services category account for approximately 30%.
Reporting for Love News, Hipólito Novello.